Did you know that depression has risen by 63% in the past year? You may be asking, why? That's such a huge rise. Well, I can tell you why I think it's risen so much. The reason I think it's risen so much is because of social medias and the danger that it poses. Nowadays, social media is so influential. It is so addictive. And I see people around me just mindlessly scrolling through social media to pass the time. I personally have friends that I've seen, in my opinion, waste their life because they are so addicted to social media. They don't care about what is actually going on around them in their life. And some of them are so addicted that they've actually almost lost their life because scrolling through their phone, looking through random posts was more important than paying attention to the road while they drive. So in other words, social media can be your end if you're not too careful. Today I'm going to talk to you about how social media can affect your physical appearance, your mental health, and the way you perceive others. What can one picture make you think of yourself? Well, let me give you an example. Say you're scrolling through Instagram and you see a picture of a model. You're like, man, she looks good. But then after you say that, you start to realize, why don't I look like that? What is wrong with me that I don't look like that? In other words, you start questioning your own beauty. In reality, you are beautiful the way that you are, no matter what anybody tells you. Nobody can take that away from you. Now let me ask you this. What is beauty? Well, according to Merriam-Webster, the dictionary, beauty is defined as the quality or qualities that in a person or thing that give pleasure to the senses or exalt the mind and spirit. In other words, beauty is in the mind of the beholder. So nobody can take away how beautiful you are. You are the only one that can do that. According to Ann Sadu, a Medical News Today journalist, social media engagement with attractive peers promotes negative body images. In other words, like I said earlier, you see somebody you think is more attractive, it makes you think, what's so wrong with me that I don't look like that? A professor from York University named Jennifer Mills took a study of 100 women. She told these 100 women to get on a social media platform and just look. Well, after looking for about 5 minutes, she found that when these women saw somebody more attractive than them, what they deemed more attractive than themselves, they felt worse about themselves. Which again just shows you that social media is so influential on somebody's physical appearance. Now that you've seen the dangers of social media on the physical appearances, let's talk about the mental health. Houston Public Media Blog took a survey of 400,000 young adults 18 and over. Out of those 400,000 adults, they found that 63% had a rise in depression. And they found that this was mainly linked to social media. Social media promotes negative experiences such as inadequacy in life. In other words, you see these people with all these lavish lifestyles buying these insane cars, these insane houses, and you start to question yourself. Just like you question yourself on your physical appearance, you start to think, what is so wrong with me? Why is my life not like theirs? Is my life even worth living if it's not like theirs? In other words, it can get really dark really fast when it comes to that sort of stuff. And now that you've heard how social media can affect the mental health, let's talk about how it affects the way you perceive others. Like I said, social media is so influential on the younger generation. it is insane how influential it is. But the other thing that goes with that is that it makes these younger minds think that they are more superior than other people. It makes them think, well, man, I got all this stuff. Look at that person. What's wrong with them? I'm gonna give them the time of day. When in other words, you guys could be living the same life. You've just had a little bit better experience than them. So it makes people think that it gives them the right to judge other people off of what they deem is appropriate. Kenneth Gregg, a psychologist that wrote a book on social media dangers, says, tethered to technology, we are shaken when the world is unplugged because we are not satisfied with it. We build a following and wonder to what end are these people actually our friends. And the way that I understand that is that we build social media the way we want others to see us versus the way that we live. So we post the best pictures of our life, the best moments of our life, but we don't talk about anything that it took to get there. So if you think about it, social media can be so dangerous because of its huge influence and the way it is so addictive to people, especially the younger generation. You can see how it affects one's physical appearance, one's mental state, and the way they perceive others. So the next time you comment on somebody's social media post, social media post, just think how that could affect them negatively or positively. Because you never know how somebody is feeling in that moment when they read your comment. It can either encourage somebody to continue the way they're living, or it can push somebody over the edge. And you don't want to be responsible for something like that. So please be responsible the next time you're on social media. Thank you.